Questions today about Cowboys star as the team gets ready for another NFC North opponent this Sunday, the Chicago Bears. Joining me now, Locked On Cowboys podcast host Landon McCool. It's like I always get tripped up because I'm like, oh, we have so much to talk about, Landon. Okay, so we've talked about Dak and his injury all season long. Now it's Zeke Elliott. So what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, I think as we all watched the game last Sunday, we saw Zeke take a real nasty shot to his knee. Went to the sideline for a little while, was able to come back in the game, and I'm pretty sure had some pretty good runs, including a nice little hurdle after that. But it does appear that they are trying to be cautious here. You know, they've kind of been wishy-washy about whether he'll play, and they're saying, well, we're not sure. I would not at all be surprised if they decided to shut him down this week to give him just an extra week before the bye to rest up and that make sure that he is at a high level of health going into the last part of the season. He got a PCL injury last year that really slowed him down and really had an effect on his effectiveness. I think that they want to avoid that this year by making sure he has plenty of rest.
Yeah, so can they avoid to have him sit this one out? I mean, Dak returned from an injury last Sunday against the Lions. Well, what did you think of that? What are you expecting this Sunday? And then with this whole Zeke thing, who knows what will happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think, if you watch the Lions game, as the game went on, clearly Dak started getting more and more comfortable. By the time he was playing in the second half, he was playing really, really good football. So I'm thinking that likely what will happen is that they'll try to continue to run the football like they have been just with Pollard. But the passing game will start to pick up even more than it did last week because, another week with Dak back in the system, another week back with his wide receivers, things will start to click a little bit more. And then hopefully they won't need to rely on, Zeke's or miss Zeke's absence because they'll have Pollard in the passing game.
So it's been a rough season for the Bears. They're 3-4. How tough is this game going to be?
It's going to be a little bit tougher than I think a lot of people think. If you watch the game against the New England that they played, it was a pretty impressive game plan. It felt like that they kind of fixed some things on offense during their bye week. You're seeing Justin Fields run the football a little bit more. This is a team that's going to be good at running the football. And it's a good thing the Cowboys went out and got a defensive tackle that could help, Jonathan Hankins a little bit in the middle this week because the Bears have been running all over teams. So the Cowboys really need to make sure that they find a way to stop the run early. Because if you put Justin Fields into passing situations, he's got two young offensive tackles who aren't going to be able to protect him too much. And Fields himself kind of struggles to keep his eyes downfield when there's pressure in his face. So the Cowboys have really got to focus on stopping the run early, putting Fields into passing situations. And obviously that's where the Cowboys defense thrives.
And, I always ask you this. I'm so curious. What's your prediction for this week's score?
I think all week I was telling folks that I thought it would be a 28-14 situation. I think it's going to be similar to the Lions game last week where it felt close for most of the game and then the Cowboys pulled away. I'm going to change my score prediction to 28-21. I think it may even be a little bit closer. I think the line right now is 10 points. I don't think it'll be that far apart. I think, with all the injuries the Cowboys are dealing with, they still have more talent on their team, and I think the gravity of that will win out. But I do think it will be one of those situations that we're going to be biting nails in the fourth quarter until Dak and the offense seems to pull away at the end.
Making it fun and interesting, always. All right, Landon, thank you. And you can check out Landon on his podcast, Locked On Cowboys. New episodes dropping every day wherever you download your podcasts.